Train the muscles, not the joints. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something that is underestimated by a lot of people when it comes down to their training programs or they're working out in general or sticking to their goals. And this is the motivation principle, right? So a lot of times we talk about what is the perfect program. A lot of times people have heard about this perfect program or that perfect program, and sometimes they're right. Maybe they found the perfect program for them, but sometimes they're wrong, or sometimes they're doing a program that leaches all the life force out of their motivation to train, right? So the one factor that's lost with a lot of people is the motivation factor. And if there's a program that really motivates you, like you're really excited about getting in the gym, you're really excited about training, you're really excited about sticking to the diet because you like the training so much, or getting enough sleep, or scheduling your life around this type of training because you really love it, it's like the highlight of your day, that is going to bring more gains than, say, the optimal program that's based on all the latest science. Because who cares if you got the optimal program if you're not going to stick to it, right? I mean, if you don't do the program, or at least if you're not putting the intensity that the program requires, you're not going to get the same type of benefit. So the motivation factor is something that I've applied mainly in my training over the years. And here's an example of how I did this. What I used to find was when I was doing a 3-day or 4-day split, when it came down to leg day, I would always do it, but sometimes I'd take that extra day off just because I just was stalling. I didn't want to get into the gym and do legs because I found that the cardio factor was so extreme for me. Whenever I'd start training legs, I found that I lost my groove by the time I got around to them again, like say I'm going to squat or something like that, and then I get nausea, so I'd have to puke sometimes after doing 2 sets of high reps or 3 sets of high reps. So what I found was this was killing my motivation. Because every time I had to do leg day, I didn't want to go to the gym because I was like, well, this is going to be a little bit rough getting in there. I just couldn't get that motivation. But what I found was when I changed to a 2-day split, which I have on my website, if you guys want to get a 2-day split, it's right there. When I changed to a 2-day split, I found that because I was doing little bits or little increments of my workouts, when it came down to the body parts I liked and the body parts that I didn't like training, I found that I was able to be more consistent with my training and get more frequency and more volume overall, right? Because I was in touch with my body and I found I wasn't fighting the cardio so much, I wasn't fighting the groove so much. So this was one way that it helped my motivation, because now I was no longer stalling to get to the gym. I was actually happy to go there, or at least more often, right? So this is something you have to work with. The motivation factor is one of the biggest factors when it comes down to staying motivated in your training, especially when it comes down to training for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Like, let's be honest, at my age, I'm not training to go compete and become Mr. Olympia. So you have to find ways to motivate yourself. And a lot of you guys might be also not aspiring to compete. Maybe you're not interested in competing. Maybe you're not interested in making a career out of this for yourself. But you do have to find ways to motivate yourself just to keep active, to keep your health, to keep that blood flowing. So the motivation factor is something that can help pull you through those times where you're not quite as motivated. Another trick that I would use as well is that I would, maybe not allow myself to have a mocha, or I wouldn't allow myself to have something, a treat that I liked. Like maybe it was sugar, maybe it was a branched chain amino acid drink, or maybe it was a creatine drink, or whatever it was. But I would only allow myself to have that when it was time for me to train. So as I'd have that drink or have that coffee or that treat, and then training got associated with that treat, and then there'd be a positive feedback mechanism going on, right? So now there was another reason for me to go to the gym, because now I was going to get some sort of positive out of that. And I still do that to myself to this day. Sometimes I'm saying, okay, I'll get a couple chocolate protein bars after the gym, and that helps motivate me to go to the gym, especially if I'm sticking to a real strict diet, and then I get to have that little bit of a cheat around my workout, then that motivates me to actually go work out. When it comes down to making video, how I actually play this game with myself as far as the motivation factor is I say, okay, I get to use some of the music I really like in my video, and that music helps motivate me to make another video. Nice, it's a good pump. A little bit extra stretch in that muscle belly, man. Extra stretch in the muscle belly. messes with Colt 45. Nobody messes with Colt 45. 45 training distance. Or I like to collect colors. Sometimes I'll wear a different color shirt, or I'll, you know, like I got purple on today. Purple, train the muscles, not the joints. That helps me because I really like the look of the video. I like the look of the colors, and that helps me get motivated to make video. So these are tricks you can use when it comes down to finding the motivation factor, because motivation is king. If you have motivation, you're gonna be able to bust through any obstacle, and the obstacles will be a small thing for you when the motivation is there. So yeah, I hope this helps you enjoy your training. I hope this helps you be more motivated when you go to the gym and have fun with this whole process. And if you need to get home, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And thanks a lot to the patient supporters. And I'm just gonna get a drink of my mocha here. I also use the mocha when it comes to the video principle. See, I got motivated because I said I'll go get a coffee and then I'll make a video in front of Hemlock Mountain Coffee. See? That's how it works. It's that easy. Just find little carrots to give yourself. Motivation. I hope I have the motivation to edit this video now. Maybe gummy bears will work. Gallant! Gallant! Gallant!